start off nicely.
Are you getting enough sleep now that you've got 3 kids?
Matt, are you annoyed you couldn't quite win 3 races in a row last year?
He's getting upset at us already.
Hey to all of air race fans out there, welcome to the 2019 season. So you're joining us here in the beautiful Hangar 7. It's an amazing hangar here in Salzburg. There's a lot of snow on the ground. We're looking at the hills out here. We've got spectacular aircraft out here behind us. Now, what we're doing is, there's 3 of us here at the moment. You're joining Mike and myself, who are here to basically grill the hell out of the 2018 Red Bull Air Race World Champion. So Mike and I, we came 3rd and 2nd respectively in the 2018 season. We allowed Martin to win that season and take home the trophy that you can see here. But now we're going to find out how he did it and what he's planning to do differently in 2019. And also he's going to try and find out a few things from us as well. So it's going to be pretty free-flowing. Let's see how she goes. Mike, if you can roll with the questions if you want.
Well, I'll just start off nicely.
Nice? You don't know how to be nice, mate.
I try to be nice sometimes. So this is a place that I haven't been in almost 10 years, and probably you guys get to be here a lot. And Hangar 7 is amazing, whether you like race cars, historic airplanes, current airplanes. This is just an amazing place. So what's your favorite part about Hangar 7?
Yeah, I've been here many times, and once I visited the kitchen 2 floors down, and there was an amazing chef here from France, and he prepared the best steak I've ever eaten. So that's a very special place for me because I love food, and I cannot eat that much because of my weight, because you're much lighter guys, so you have
better looking as well, by the way.
I know,
Just
yeah,
saying.
of course, yeah. I love to eat, but unfortunately I can't.
You could
yeah.
chop off your feet or something like
Yeah,
that.
exactly, yeah.
So what you're saying is we're here at like the most amazing automotive aviation playground in the world, and you think about food. That's fine, I get it, I guess.
No, of course, this is like a house full of toys for big boys. So every time I'm here, I'm just wondered like how amazing place is it, and of course to see all these beautiful airplanes and cars as well. It's always very special to be here.
So I see what he's going to give us a political answer the entire time.
Yeah.
It's all beautiful, it's great.
No.
Do you have any old airplanes in your hangar at home?
Compared to you, I'm a rookie in air race, so I don't have my own hangar yet. So my airplane, which is not mine actually, is staying in very old hangar at my home airport. I'm sharing the place with some micro lights and so on. And
so someday you'll be a big boy and have
one
your own
day,
hangar.
exactly. Yeah. I'm looking for that moment. Yeah.
What have you been doing, and how's your life changed since becoming world champion of the air race? And what have I got to look forward to when it happens to me?
Yeah, actually it was something I was not totally expecting because I was at the end of the season I was looking forward for like having some time to relax, and at the end of the season I didn't have like enough time for physical training and so on. So I was looking forward for the focused physical training.
I can tell you look fat, actually.
Well, I was going to say,
exactly.
At least that we don't have to ask that one now.
But unfortunately, except a few days in the mountains with my family, I was very busy with the media. So it's something you must be really happy for. So actually,
we are. It's okay.
Yeah, very bad preparation before the start of the
all
season.
these media commitments, being the world champion and all of that.
Yeah.
It's hard.
Yeah,
It's tough being
Can't
famous.
imagine.
Huh? If you could fly against any pilot in the round of 14 in the first race, who would it be?
Mikey, you're my favorite opponent.
Good, I
in round
like
of
that.
14.
That's a good way to start.
I wanna proceed with my question. I wanted to start
Wait, this is our interview,
very
not
gently,
his.
but no, it's I'll do it another way.
Going harsh. The bar's been set.
He's getting upset at us already.
Oh, we haven't even started yet.
Matt, are you annoyed you couldn't quite win 3 races in a row last year, like I did?
Oh,
Wow.
well, it's one of those things that winning races is what happens when you're doing it. You want to win every race you can, but I'm more annoyed I didn't get to the World Championship that I didn't win 3 races in a row. So yeah, I hadn't even thought about the 3 race thing. Yeah, no, World Champions what annoyed me, but we'll get there. Now I've got to dig. Martin, are you getting enough sleep now that you've got 3 kids?
More or less.
Damn it!
More or less, not always. There's a lot of work on the computer and so on, so a lot of office work as well, and because of my kids, they are always, when I'm home sitting in my office, they are always somewhere around, so it's impossible to do anything. They always want to play some fairy tales and so on, so I have to work until late evening, like 2 a.m. and then go to sleep, and of course in the morning my kids wake me up, so more or less.
There's a lot of excuses already. I've been having media.
Too much media.
No working
Too many
out.
kids.
My children are keeping me busy.
Yeah,
I haven't worked.
it's tough life. It's tough life. Yeah.
If there was nobody from your team around, would you let Matt or I inspect your airplane inside the hangar by ourselves?
The airplane actually is very stock. There's nothing special. All the devices you have there, and actually, so you would actually be surprised, and you would see that all your fancy devices are not working for you very
So
well.
your amazing piloting skill is what got
that's
you
what
that
I'm
trophy.
trying
Is that
to
what you're
tell
trying
you.
to say?
Yeah. So
do you believe that?
Yeah.
No, I don't
There's
think so.
secrets. There's secrets in that plane.
You think?
Yeah, I got one for you,
You
mate.
couldn't get in my hangar anyway. Sorry, I just wouldn't let you in. Just saying.
Yeah, I had the same question. Yeah.
So, Martin, apart from me, who's your mentor?
Matt, you are my only mentor. Everything I have achieved and everything, it's just because of you. So thank you very much.
I'm proud of you.
Just proceed in this direction, please, because
I've been too good a mentor, obviously.
Yeah.
it's start of the new season, and again we would like to be fast again. So just please do your best for me.
I keep motivating you out there.
Yeah.
Keep showing you how it's done.
Can I ask a question to the boss here, to your mentor?
Of course,
Is that
you
okay?
have to. You have to,
Okay.
please.
So Matt, after finishing second 3 times, what's it gonna feel like when you finish second for a 4th time at the end of this year?
Well, I'm pretty used to it, so I actually know
Is that
how
okay?
it's going to feel.
You
Yeah,
gonna cry a bit?
yeah,
It'll be
yeah.
okay?
I'll finish and I'll go. Well, there you go. There's another silver trophy I'm taking home.
Right.
It's going to get bent on the way home. It's going to not fit right on the shelf. I'm going to get everyone look at me with this sad puppy dog look and go, oh, and I'm going to go, no, it's all right. Still second in the world. Still kind of pretty good.
Kind of okay.
It's still a decent thing to do. But yeah,
I didn't feel bad for Matt, did you?
No,
Oh, you definitely
yeah,
didn't.
no, I didn't see any of you guys.
he's a mentor, but still.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Matt, could I ask you actually a very similar question? You've been already like 3 times second, so what you gonna do different in 2019 to stay second or lower?
Well, we've actually had some pretty good. I've had some pretty good sleep.
I know you have no ambitions
and
to
I've been
win, the
exercising
race.
quite a bit, and been doing a lot of flying.
Really?
Yeah, so I'm pretty fit and healthy, ready to go. So yeah, we're just going to go out and try and win at least 3 races in a row.
Really?
And pick up being world champion. Yeah, so it shouldn't be too bad. Hey, does your wife get jealous when you kiss the aircraft?
I don't know actually. I think that's the only kiss like somewhere else. I have the approval to do so, so I think it's not a problem. But actually, I have to ask her because I
think it's worth asking.
Yeah. But
She told
she's
me
really
that
strong.
she was a little bit
She's really
not
strong.
happy with it. So
Really?
yeah.
It's a little weird, actually.
And yeah. Anything I do wrong at home, yeah, she just,
I'm surprised she hasn't told you this bit then.
Yeah.
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 All right, I have 2 serious questions because I'm a serious guy, you know. Can I ask a serious question? Okay. So I'm not asking you, I'm actually just telling you that I'm going to ask a serious question.
Okay, right.
So 2 questions for you.
I thought serious to Matt.
you.
No.
It can be to either of you guys. So, first of all, what do you think about the race format? Do you like it? Do you not like it? Would you want it to change? And if you did, how would you change it?
At the beginning, when we changed the format to dual format, I was not happy with that because for all pilots just to fly the race and have 14 results and make the result list according to their times. Yeah. That's the only fair way how to proceed with the 8 fastest guys further into the next round. Now, because I've seen already how fun the format can be, so I'm fine with the format we
What
have
do you
now.
think, Matt?
I'm probably similar to Martin when it was. We used to race with just the fastest guys went through, and then they brought in the head-to-head thing. Initially, I didn't like the head-to-head. One of the things that I have seen, though, the benefit of it is that when we do qualifying and we're having a bad weather day in qualifying, you'll see some drastic changes in the lineup of quali because over a 1.5 hour period of flying, the wind can change enough to change the speed of the track by a second or two. And if that's on a race day, then you can have people getting knocked out who are actually flying really well. So the good thing about head-to-head format is that it does keep the competition windows quite tight.
Right.
The downside of it is that we end up with we can end up with guys that are flying very fast, get knocked out. It's in the round of 8 you can fly the second fastest time of the day, and come fifth. That's the downside of it.
So do you think, with the current format, that at the end of the year the best pilots are the ones that are at the front, or is there some luck involved and maybe there was a guy that's 4th or 5th or 6th that flew as well or better than somebody that was in the top 3?
I think ultimately the guys that are at the front are the ones that would be in the front anyway. I think everyone's got to allow a bad race during the season, that you're going to have something not quite go right and you get knocked out for a good run. And everyone's just got to budget that into their year of results. There are going to be some changes in the middle of the pack with people getting knocked out and not making it through. So I think people ranked between the 4th and the 8th or 9th position can actually be moved around quite a bit, because that's generally a fairly tight spread of points as well in that area. Mm-hmm. But ultimately, I think the guys that are at the top, the top 3 or 4. Probably going to be there regardless of which format is used.
I agree. All right, that's the end of my serious questions.
Hey, I got a question, Mike. So, when our kids, Mitchell and Emily, get married, how often are you going to visit Australia?
Depends. Well, first of all, as I told my daughter, the first thing you do before you marry Matt Hall's kid is, I want to see some money. What does it look like? Because Daddy has to do some business class trips with Mommy back and forth, and I'm not paying for those, so that's coming out of the Hall side of the equation. So you better keep the bank account happy and full, so I get to come back and forth.
Well, it's good to see that you've planned this through, though. So some good thinking involved in it.
Yep.
That criteria is probably not going to be so good for the equation, but
that's what I'm worried about.
That'd be good to. We've got plenty of.
But I think my daughter has good taste, so I'm not so sure. Like, your kid better be a nice kid. That's all I can say.
He's nicer than me, so there's a hope
that's
there.
not saying much, though.
Mentor, why do you keep hitting the same pilot in India?
Yeah,
Are you going
it's a
to
great
proceed
question.
with that, or?
Well, it's I've got a bit of a thing with that pylon. So, gate 2 right-hand pylon. I love it. It generally makes the second and the third lap easier if it's not there, is what I found. So, I'm looking forward to India again this year. Hopefully,
Me too.
I'll go out there and. Might get a photo taken with it actually beforehand.
I'm going to write out there, if I were Matt Hall, I'd be gone by now.
I can hear that pylon scream every time I go past it. It's like, here it comes, it's bloody axe murderer Hall. Ooh, how many different planes have you flown since you started flying?
60, 70, 80, something like that.
Yeah, I think that's probably about what most of us have done. When you look at the background of all the pilots, you'd generally be saying, with all the training they've done and the experiences and different licenses, it's amazing how many guys have got chopper licenses and corporate jet licenses and even ultralights and things like that. So they all add up quite a way.
I don't know what it is with the air race thing, but everybody loves helicopters, it seems. So you're doing it too, right?
Yeah.
Everybody's flying helicopters, but
No.
me either.
No.
It's weird. I don't get it. Helicopter pilots are strange. So
I was always just jumping out of it with my parachute, but it's just, you know, shaking, too many vibrations,
Yeah,
you
it's
know,
weird.
and then it's slow, and it doesn't have a fixed wing, so
It's pretty cool. It's rockstar transport, though.
It pretty much is.
Since you're so famous,
Actually, maybe-
you should
yeah,
pick
yeah.
it up, actually.
you should start with singing, because that's the only way for you to get really, you know,
Your rock star
on
status.
top. Yeah.
I know. Yeah, well, as a pilot, I may make a pretty damn good singer, actually.
Yeah, probably so. Hey, Martin, what was your favorite race win of last year? Because you had 3, right? I think that's what you've told us. You've had 3. Oh no,
I had 4.
Maybe it was 4.
Yeah, actually the 4th, of course,
fourth was the
in
best.
Dallas, in your home country.
Yeah, thanks a
Mikey,
lot
that
for
was
that.
amazing. It's
You're
beaut-
welcome. You're welcome.
So it was, of course, super special. Yeah.
You started the year pretty badly. 2 DQs.
No, I will not start the same way this year.
I thought it was actually, you know, it was a pretty good start for us. But you started pretty badly. So how did you dig yourself out of that, or stay focused?
Yeah, it's easy to win, actually, like mentally, and to get into the next race after winning the previous one. And losing, and especially losing by your stupid mistake or technical issues, when you know that you did maximum and the team did maximum. It's a special lesson in the any sportsman career, probably, and you all know, like, that's maybe the most difficult part, to mentally be prepared, like get rid of any distractions coming from all these like negative situations. So yeah, I don't know how, but I have to say, like last year, like anytime I was sitting in the airplane, I managed just you know, be concentrated for the flying, and once I closed the canopy, the only thing I was thinking about was just flying and thinking about the track and trajectory. That was actually flying against you, Matt, after hearing your time, very good time in Final 4. That was like really university in my mental preparation. I had prepared in my head the faster trajectory, how hard I have to pull and everything, and luckily I didn't get any penalty, any incorrect level, and just I managed to stay calm, and that's why we won.
Yep. No, you go.
I was going to say, what's the favorite location for either of you guys to race at?
Oh, that's a common question, actually.
Yeah, it
Like,
is.
we all get that question. You know, what's your favourite place? I always say that, unfortunately, your favourite place is very related to the results you had as well. You know,
Exactly.
You can't like, you can race at the most beautiful, gorgeous location. If you come last, you're going to say, I hate that place.
That's right.
But you know, Spielberg is a special spot for me. I think it's a beautiful place to race, and it's also where I had my first race win. Ascot, I think, was always an absolutely amazing place to be racing. You can never go past Budapest, you know, just going under the bridge there in front of the people and Parliament House. Porto is always the one that's got the most people. You know, 800,000 people live at the site. Not that you see them when you're racing, but just to have that there. So I can never answer the what's my favourite track question.
I get that question a lot, and for me, it's one of those things where people are like, what is your favorite location? And it's not, to me, it's not the actual track. For me, it's, can you feel the people? Can you feel the energy in the place that you're at when you're racing? And when I think about Budapest and I thought about Ascot, you could hear the people when you close the canopy. When you go to Spielberg, you sort of come down and enter, and you're into that bowl. You can feel the energy of the people, and to me, that's the coolest thing. Because let's face it, it's all a bunch of pylons. They all they're the same. But can you feel the emotion in the track?
We've got 2 significant rule changes that will be obvious to people this year. One is how we're using G, and the second is the point system. So first question is for Mike regarding G, because you tend to over G quite a bit. So the rule change is now, where it used to be disqualified if you go above 12G, and you're allowed between 10 and 12G for up to 0.6 of a second. So as long as you reset below 10G in that 0.6 of a second, you could go back up to 12G and come back again. The new structure means that there's now unlimited time to 11G, and anything above 11G to 12G, you get a time penalty, and above 12G, it's a DQ. So it's a bit, I think it's probably a bit easier to understand, but how do you think that's going to affect the flying and the pilots out there?
That's a good question. And first of all, to get the nickname Mikey Over G, it takes some time and some practice. So it was well earned.
Yeah.
As you know. The G and obviously a lot of this race is in the VTM, as you guys all know. So the way that we used to fly the VTM is different than what it's going to be now. So we actually went out and did, because you're like, okay, how do I do it? I'm not going to go over and under and over and under. How am I going to make that whole thing work? Am I going to squeeze it? Am I going to fly it like I used to fly it? So we've done some tests at home, and we think we know how to fly the VTM. So we're going to go to Abu Dhabi and say, okay, let's put it on the racetrack and see if it works, because we think we have the format down in our brain as to how to do it, but whether that's the right way, and then whether you can do it repetitively, it's hard, because you could go over a little bit before, and now you can't go over at all. So it's and the penalty is quite harsh. The second penalty is a big deal. With the three of us racing, if one of us has a 1 second penalty, most likely you're out the back of that. So there's not much margin there. So again, I think we have a strategy to do it. Whether it's the right strategy, we don't know until we get to Abu Dhabi.
What's the strategy, Mikey?
Exactly. So yeah. So we have a strategy, and when we get to Abu Dhabi, I think we'll find that out. And
I think what we're going to see in Abu Dhabi is we're going to see a lot less DQs for over G, but we're going to see a huge amount of penalties for over G. That's my guess for the first race, and it'll continue for the first part of the year as well. Definitely in training though, we're going to see every run's going to have a penalty in training, so people won't be spending too much time looking at the corrected results in training. Everyone's going to be looking at the raw results until people get their hands sorted out.
And you'll see, like with the third place guy, you get more time to practice at home, but if you're in first place, you're going on cooking shows and being famous to the media. So I'm sorry that you haven't had time to figure that out. So.
Second question is rules for you, Martin. So there's a change to the point system. Not only do we get more points allocated for race day, which means that the spread between pilots will be bigger. It also means pilots have got more chance to catch up by making big leaps. I think it's up to 25 points now for winning a race. So we'll have, basically this year's going to have the world champion will see 150, 160 points. They'll be on to win the world championship. So massive, more like a huge amount more of points. But the other consideration that's new is we're getting points for quali as well. So that's going to change the way I approach quali. But what are your thoughts on the rule change for the point system?
What I like the most in the point system for race day is that all pilots have different points at the end of the day. That there's only one pilot with 0, the 14th, and already the 13th guy has some points. So which is perfect, because it will just in fair way spread the points, and there will be differences for everyone in the result list. And I think the biggest thing for us is the quali and points for quali, which totally because there are 3 points for winner of the quali, 2 points for the second one, and 1 point for the third. So the qualification now is like another race day. And there will be less tactics, because now the quali for us was just get a good opponent for round of 14. For those guys which were at the end of the list, of the start list for the qualification, and when you had a chance to see the results of the other one. I was not like that actually. I think you were playing much more, Matt, with that, because my problem is I don't know how to fly slower. I always like have to like I want to win, which is not always the smartest way to do so in the quali.
No, I agree. I always looked at quali as a tactical day of position yourself to fly against who you choose to on race day. But now it actually has to be a go out and win it day, because when you multiply the number of races by 3 points, that's a lot of points up for grabs for the season. What's your favourite plane to fly?
Oh,
Another common question.
This might surprise you, maybe not.
You always surprise me, Mike.
Yeah, well, you know, I'm a man of mystery, Matt. So
International.
That's how that works. You know, I've flown a lot of airplanes, and I think, like you guys, maybe when you're in some airplanes just sort of speak to you, and you get in one, and it's a really cliche thing that I hate to say, but they're like, "Oh, I wear my airplane," and I'm like, "Whatever, right?" Like, that sounds good on camera. Usually I'm like, I get in it and I just go do it. But I had a Pitts S1T, a single seat Pitts special biplane, when I was competing in the advanced category, and it was one of those airplanes when I slid inside of it and put it on, and it had a top wing, and you felt like you were kind of in this little capsule and a cocoon, and it was one of those airplanes that just fit me perfect, and I loved it. And although now I fly air shows in a probably the most amazing aerobatic airplane there's ever been, in the Extra 330 SC, which you know how great that is, and my race plane, I feel very good in my race plane, almost like I did that Pitts. It just the current race plane that I love. It just feels. I can feel every little vibration and smell and sound in it, and it's really cool. But if I had to think back of, hey, which plane was built for you, it was my Pitts.
It's interesting to say that, because I would probably say the race plane, while I love being in it because I love the performance of it, it's probably one of the planes I have the least tactile feel for, because, and I reckon most of the pilots would say the same thing, because of the limited time you get with it, because our planes live on the road. I haven't seen it for now, coming on 3 months, and we've got to get it and race it, and we'll log maybe 3 hours at Abu Dhabi, and then we put them in the container again for another couple of months. So I always, I'm always amazed at it's my horse that, it's my workhorse that is my primary profession, and I often get in it and I look at it and go, how do you start this thing? Where are the magneto switches on this plane? So it's funny that's a situation we end up in, and I find that most people are horrified when you tell them that what you do, race pilot, I'm a professional pilot, this is what I do, and then they find out you put about 40 hours a year on your race plane. They're like, seriously? So it's just one of those things. What's yours?
Actually, it differs. Actually, of course, my race plane, it's my workhorse, as you said. Like that's the machine I'm looking for the most to fly at every race location. But beautiful thing for me is when I'm at home, flying aerobatics, of course, air shows, and what I enjoy really a lot is, for example, fly gliders, because it's so relaxing. Actually, if you fly cross country and you're 200 kilometers at 4 p.m. Away from your home airport, it's actually quite not that relaxing. It's quite a lot of adrenaline, but still it's beautiful, and I use it as a system teaching me to control the airplane in very good coordination with your feet, because the glider is very sensitive for the feet, which I actually use in the race airplane. So it's differs, and it depends how do I feel that day, and some day when I just really just what I want the most is just sit into the glider and spend 4 hours in somewhere, away from everything, and just relax and look on the ground and on the clouds, and that's how I relax and what I enjoy sometimes the most.
Cool.
Yeah, no, I agree. Flying, the ultimate thing with flying, I think, is it's a cliche as well. And you say, what's your favourite aircraft? And for me, often it's the one I'm in.
Yeah.
It's I love all planes. whether they're going fast, slow, they're fighters, or they're a super cub, or a helicopter, or a glider. We all fly them all, and it's just the love of aviation. Anyhow, so I reckon if there's anyone still watching, hats off. It's been a long interview. We've got some more things to do now. Go and do some more interviews and some more stuff here in this magnificent hangar. So thanks, guys, for having a chat. It's been fun, and we'll catch up with everyone that's watching during the season. Make sure you stay engaged, stay involved. There's some rule changes in there we've talked about, which are going to make it super interesting for the whole year. So see you then.
YouTubers, thank you for watching. If you want to subscribe, you need to click here, and if you want to watch more videos, you need to click here.